What up, everybody? Hope you're out there having a blessed and wonderful day. As always, remember two things. It's a good day to be alive, but an even better day to be great. So get up and get to the grind, whatever that may be for you. All right, guys, you're here. Welcome to the Moon Show. You are talking to the moon. And like I said, every guest that I have on, they're special guests to me. And they might not be special guests to you, but they're special guests to me. And I'm here to show you why. And this is my man, Josh. What up, baby?
What up, man? Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Good. Glad to have you here.
For sure. We've been talking about this for a little bit, so
I know, man. I wish we could have got it done a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter. We're doing it now. But before we get into just, it's no general topic, any conversation type stuff, just give a little idea of like your background, what do you do, who you are, where you're going. Oof. Very simple.
There's a lot in that. All right, so first, husband, father, 2 kids, right? Love them greatly. That's kind of my world. Professionally, I'm a firefighter. For the city.
All these firefighters.
For the city. It's the best job in the world. You hear that from every one of them too, right?
Yeah.
Outside of that, I do personal train. I do that a lot. I do it in a group setting.
You got all the biceps. I was just checking.
It's them SpongeBob show anchor arms. Personal train. I got my own fitness company also right now too. So
what's the name of your fitness company?
Heathen Training Company. You can find it on Instagram, Facebook. We do everything from workout plans, nutrition plans, accountability coaching. I also have a supplement line that I have out and I'm pushing, so it's trying to grow. Making our own pre-workout, vitamin mix, stuff like that. So kind of priority, family, firefighting career, and then I try to encompass anything in the world of fitness. That's kind of the hobby, and so we try to make something out of it.
I would say I go to the gym a lot. If every time I'm in the gym, I see you in the gym, I would say it's probably more than a hobby. I know.
Okay.
More of a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
This will tell you if it's. This will let me know it's not a hobby right now. How much do you weigh?
196.
Do you know your body fat percentage?
7 to 8%.
It's not a hobby. 99% of people out there don't know their body fat percentage, and that was a hard one too. Like, how many people know their body fat percentage?
That's fair.
How many of your clients even know how to get their body fat percentage?
All of them, because I do it.
You need a trainer?
Hey.
There's your guy, see? Hey, that's good. So all right, let's go straight into meathead activities because I know you don't just look the part, but you got the mind for it. Because anybody that has that kind of physique either has a crazy coach, or they have an obsession, or both. All right?
Yeah.
So I know people that look good. I know bodybuilders and stuff like that. But you have a different type of physique than a bodybuilder. It's not yet bodybuilding. It's not yet powerlifting. It's not yet CrossFit. It's kind of a little bit of a blend. Like, you're still an athlete. I can tell that all CrossFit people, they ain't got no lateral movement, dog.
Yeah, that's fair. So you summed it up exactly. You summed it up exactly right.
They can do as many AMRAPs and working their lactate threshold, but you tell them to do like athletic stuff. Yeah, they can move with power and purpose. I'm not nothing against the CrossFit people, but like it's different. The same thing with a bodybuilder. You tell them to do something athletic, and the movement different. Doesn't look good. Look with a powerlifter. They can move for 5 seconds, right?
No, I'm glad you summed it up like that.
You look like a blend.
That's always been kind of
you're
my
not a fucking hobbyist, you liar. Like,
you're right.
How'd you get there? Like, we see where you're at now. I know that takes.
All right. How far back you want it? Like, you want like the root of it?
Back when I was a young boy.
Well, I mean, because I thought about this. I really put some thought into this too, right? Like, it gets to a point where it becomes a habit, becomes a lifestyle, it's a routine. You hear all this stuff like, hey, I do it for my mental, all that stuff, right? But so I've been thinking about this because I knew this conversation was coming, right? So like, you try to self-reflect and somewhat prepare to have the right answer. So what I've kind of realized, and it takes getting older and maturing to kind of understand yourself better. We're right there at that same age, right? So I get it.
But I don't think maturity comes with age.
No, agreed.
Hold on.
It does.
It does. But it does, but it comes with experience. For men, maturity, like, you're a little boy until you've experienced some hardship in life. Like, I know grown-ass men who are in their 40s who are little boys. They still talking about shit back in high school, then when I used to got down,
those guys peaked.
They peaked in high school. Worst thing ever you can do in life is peak in high school. Holy shit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that. So maturity, right? comes with experience.
100%.
Life experience. Let's
And
do
you
that.
can see with those, all right, so everybody's got their own trauma. We get it, right? I got my fair share too, right? A part of mine is, you grow up in a certain setting, especially when it's a harsh setting. Difficulties, single parent household, times where you feel like you're not wanted or you got something to prove or whatever it may be, right? Everybody's got their own. I got mine too.
Do you believe every boy feels like when you're a young boy, that you feel like you have something to prove, no matter what the circumstances? Let's take out, single parent, no parent, foster parent, a rough life, home. Like,
do you think everyone feels like that? I think
I can't speak. I'm talking about from I'm a man now.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
From a boy, I feel like even if you have a father figure, you want to prove something to him. You have no father figure, you want to prove something to the world.
True.
Do you feel? I'm saying yes. It doesn't have to be. Don't let me persuade your answer. If you do or don't, what's the?
It's funny because we know this. Like, we're on the same wavelength a lot of times.
Yeah.
So we think alike.
Yeah.
So yes, and that kind of segues right to where I was at. So it's those hardships that kind of form who you are early and cause you to mature earlier. But I realized for me, what it was I was a little guy, man. I was tiny.
I'd have never guessed it.
I was tiny. Like, I'm not even kidding. Even through high school, man. Like, I didn't stop growing vertically until like 23. I was just late. And so for me, always being undersized and being small, I was always athletic.
Yeah.
Even I was undersized, like, I could run and jump with the best of them, right?
Yeah.
That's been a gift I've had. So athletics were somewhat easy for me, but always undersized, and so I always had this underdog mentality.
Yeah,
always.
I love it. Best mentality ever.
It's the best, right? Having an underdog mentality because
you can't lose as an underdog. You're already expected to lose.
Exactly.
So
exactly, and so having the underdog mentality and just always, I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
Something else that really I have a big interest in, especially like in my job as a firefighter, because I'm in a supervisory role now, right? So that combined with personal training, I really love to learn what makes people tick. I want to know your motivation. I'm gonna figure it out one way or another.
I'm gonna let you finish, but one thing that I've always been interested in, I said, man, has been sports psychology. And sports psychology turned into social psychology. And because then I realized why people do certain things around certain groups. Why do people do this? Why are athletes all the same, but they're all different? So what makes people tick? I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the most fascinating.
Yeah, because it's complex and it's different. So you got people like, some people are motivated, by praise. Some people need this, whatever. For me, having the underdog mentality, I love to be doubted. I love that shit. Please say, bet you can't. Please. That rather it comes from that early underdog mentality. Even though it may not be true. Today you hit a point where me and my wife have this thing that we do where you separate rational and emotional brain because they're different. You got to separate them, right?
So that you and your wife do the what? Separate
rational and emotional brain. You got to have
relationship advice.
For sure, right? It helps
with
conversation. Yeah, been married for 10 years.
Married for 10 years. Kids?
2.
2 kids. Married 10 years, 2 kids. Been through ups and downs?
Yeah, but the downs have not been
all right, but
real downs because communication is great.
Communication is great, but you just did a thing where you had to separate emotional and rational, right? Because especially as 2 people who come from different backgrounds, different ethnicities, correct? Different ethnicities, different lifestyles, different traumas. Like, you could say something and it can mean something different than me. And then you're also different genders. It's like, okay, like a man and a woman will look at the same situation and have 2 totally different outcomes. So your emotion is, I'm underdog, I'm doubted. Her emotion could be something totally different, right? And then obviously you're crazy, so you probably have to also rationalize, like, babe, I just want to deadlift 1,000 pounds. She's like, that's not smart. You have 2 kids. You're like, don't tell me I can't do it.
You said I couldn't.
You said I couldn't do
Watch
it.
this.
Watch this.
But it's separating that, right? And so as you continue to mature, and I know rationally now, a lot of people, because you hear outside chatter from people who have opinions and thoughts of you, right? And they put you in a certain status, whatever they see from their perception. So you hear it, and if I really just focus rationally, I understand that I may not be in the underdog role anymore. I get it, right? I may have done enough to elevate out of that some. But I'm never going to let it go. I'll never let it go. I won't. I hear it, But that's where I'm like, okay, that's rational.
Is that where the brand comes from? Heathen. That's some heathen mentality.
It's a heathen mindset, right? Like I know that's what has helped me be successful is putting myself in that position. Like, oh, you said I couldn't. Damn it, watch me. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna keep coming over and over and over.
I want to let you finish, but I want to challenge your thought process right there.
Okay.
Name a time where that mentality has worked against you.
Has worked against me? Ooh.
Has it never?
That's good. No, it may have worked differently depending on what I'm doing.
It's never cost you anything?
Oh,
value?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, everything costs something.
Yeah, everything costs something, but like, for me, it was costing me my sanity. It also cost me. I'm not going to mention that. It also cost me. I would say that was probably the most important thing, my sanity, because my fight or flight is always fight. Like I got backed into a wall when I was young, in so many situations, and I'm like, bro, who's running? You're gonna have to kill me. In my head,
in your head,
every time I fought, I was like, I'm a nice kid. I've done nothing to hurt you. Why would you want to physically harm me? So in my head, you picking on me was you wanting to harm me, because I didn't see it as it was a fun thing. I'm like, I'm a nice kid. I gave this to you. I've done this to you. I've been very nice, and you are literally physically hurting me.
Right.
And you're doing it in front of a crowd. So my response is, here's a chair. Dude!
Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. And I was like, I was crazy. I'm like, you're talking about small. I'm like, dude, I'm 5'7" right now. Right? I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 5'7", 155 pounds. I was like, I never hit a growth spurt. That was never a thing for me. Yeah. My growth spurt was 5'2" to 5'7". Boom, done. Freshman year, over. Right? So it was like, in my head, I was like, yo, when I was young, I was like, oh, well, it's a survival instinct. I'm like, hey, this is fight because they're trying to hurt me. That's how I thought of it.
Right.
I didn't think of it as they had insecurities and they're just picking on me and they wanted the people to be cool. I didn't think of it like that. And from my perspective, I'm like, hey guys, how you doing? Why are you hitting me?
Yeah.
Bro, why are you hitting me? And then one time my mom came in and I'm on this kid's head with fucking him up. Like I'm tiny. Like I'm like a little monkey. And she's like, what are you doing? Stop. I'm like, he threw a screwdriver at me. In my head, he tried to kill me.
Right. You elevated.
In my head, I elevated? He threw a screwdriver at me.
Right, but I'm saying...
What if the screwdriver would have hit me on the sharp side, not the other side?
Right, and that's where I feel like there is a... I get it. I relate to it.
I'm not justifying what I did.
No.
Because in my head, I should have killed him. In my head, I was like, my mom pulled... Mom was like, what? I was like, yo, go get your son. He's doing this. And then this kid's like, he's on me. And I'm like, bitch, in my head, you tried to kill me. I'm doing the least damage because I know where you sleep tonight, and I don't let it go. And that's the mentality. Where do you go until that point to where there is no turning back, or not turning back, but like you paid the price with something that was so valuable. Maybe you have regret. Maybe you're a person who doesn't have regret. I had that mentality in a fight camp, and I absolutely destroyed my body. I went to war every day in the gym, every day.
Yeah.
And I was just accumulating injuries, and I was like, bro, how many days are you going to fight before you start to learn?
I get what you're saying, and I see that where it can become toxic. I think that's the other side of where the...
Whoa. You telling me I got toxic masculinity, bro? Come on.
I wouldn't list that, but see, all right.
Are we going to clip this? Toxic masculinity right here.
I would just say toxic, because I think anybody's capable of that.
Everybody's capable
of it, right? So whatever that level is, because like for my example, I've seen that. I did that early on, like pushing myself to that point where it's all gas, no brakes. You start getting injuries, you're like, fuck these
diminished
injuries.
Returns. There's there's no...
And that's just learning. That's where like I start to like, all right, how can I do this better? Because there's always a way to do it better. Always.
Maturity. That's what
maturity. Everything comes full circle, for sure. But I've seen on the mental side too, right? Like, again, I'm obsessive. I put a lot of pressure on myself. Me and I got a friend of mine who works at the fire department also. And something we say all the time.
His name ain't Lathan, is it?
No, that's my homie though.
Okay.
Shout out Lathan.
Shout out to Lathan Lawson, right?
But it's aim small, miss small, right? So we're going through promotional stuff.
That's the Patriot.
Yeah.
Ain't small,
You use that.
ain't small.
Right,
Bro, I love it.
I love it. Right. So we use that when we're doing promotional stuff or we're helping people prepare. And I was doing that same thing because I'm going for this spot and it's aim small, miss small. I know, rational, emotional, I know there's 7 spots coming. In my mind, there's 1. And if I want it, I got to be 1. So I obsessed over it, right? And my wife knows, like, hey, this means a lot. I got to sacrifice here. And I start going too in depth and getting to that point where you start having panic attacks. Have I done enough? Have I prepared enough? I'm freaking out. What if I miss this? What if I forget this, right? And then you got to know through maturity again, take a breath, hold on. What have you done? All right, I've done A, B, C, D. Has anybody else done that? Probably not.
Yeah.
I've done everything I can do. Let the cards fall.
That's a good thing. So, you said a couple things that just kind of scurried up some thought processes. And aim small, miss small. In your head, is only 1 spot. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to be the best.
Yeah.
The goal is to actively work to be the best.
Yeah. Don't do anything half-assed.
Nothing half-assed. So that means in your head, if you're aiming for a spot or you're training for this spot, call it training because I relate everything to training, right? Yeah. There are other people also training for this spot.
Right.
In our gym, shout out to my man Micah Miller, Cole Miller's brother. He was teaching one day, and he said it so nonchalantly, but he dropped like a bag of gold on the ground, just like verbally. And I was like, did y'all catch that? Nobody? And he's just walking away like he uses nothing. But you got to remember, he also trains at ATT Coconut Creek, where everybody is striving to be a world champ. Not make it to the UFC, world champ.
Right.
So like you, they're like, no, I'm not fighting for a UFC roster spot.
Right.
I'm fighting to destroy everyone in the UFC.
Yeah.
So he's teaching no-gi. We're going, we had like this submission only Friday class, super legit. A shame that only didn't show up. But we're going over a thing and we're doing the shit. And doing the shit is like when you get a bunch of high level people or people of like rank on their belts, like you're training fight IQ, not just a move.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, when you do this, this is the reaction a good person will give you. Somebody says, what if they do this? He says, why the fuck would I even do that? If they're doing this, I just finish what the fuck I'm doing. And he was like, we train to beat good people. We can take out the trash every day. And I was like, y'all hear that? Like, we're in the training room to beat other killers. I'm not in the training room to learn how to defend myself on the street. I'm not.
Right.
Other people might be. But this is a Friday class. You have to be a blue belt or above just to attend. You have 80% of this class. It's me, Lathan, Cole, Jesse, Lindsey Jones, Lance, Tim.
Right.
You're talking about the lowest belt on the mat is a purple belt, and everybody has fight experience.
Yeah.
We're not over here concerned if we walk to our car and somebody decides they want to get in a scuffle. We're trying to beat Cole, Lathan. We're trying to beat each other.
Right.
That's what we're going against.
Right.
So he's like, yo, we're training. He's like, if the guy you're going against doesn't know to give his neck some space while you're choking him, we just choke him silly with his crappy hand in the way, like, right? It's like, so you put yourself in the mindset of, I'm going to be the best, right?
Correct.
So this is the actual physical study that they did. If you are the slowest person in the foot race and you...
No chance.
Right?
No
chance, right? No chance. Say you are.
Yeah.
You're training against track athletes.
Yeah.
Is there a chance now?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. If you are training against track athletes and you are the slowest person on there, are you the kind of person to quit? You don't.
Oh no. I'll be back.
You'll be back, right? But no, say it's like you're just training. You're like and you're getting beat every practice.
Yeah.
From when you start, fast forward a year later, you will probably have run the fastest track times you have ever ran because the competition you're going against is elevated.
For sure.
Right? Versus the mentality of there's a bear in here, there's 8 of us, and I'm like, hey, I ain't got to be the fastest. I just got to be faster than one of y'all.
So for sure.
That's the mentality of, hey, there's 7 spots. I'll get one of them. Versus there's a sense of urgency. You're like, I'm going to get the number 1 spot. I guarantee you, if there's another dude like you out there, you and him got the 2 spots, and everybody else will fight for 3 through 7.
Right.
Right? So it's like that mentality
Yeah.
will instantly make you better. They say competition breeds excellence. It does, but it also comes with the psychopath mindset of every day I go to sleep, I'm thinking about how can I get better and how can I get this and how can I do this. And I heard a motivational speaker and a psychologist talk about this. It was like everybody wants to be Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. They want the benefit,
Doesn't work.
not the work, without the psychotic repercussions of having
Yeah.
that mindset of sitting and laying next to your wife while you're thinking about free throws.
It's
Like,
yeah.
you know, you
It's a
think you
different-
want what he has. You want what he has. You don't want what it takes to get there. Do you imagine what kind of mindset Tiger Woods has to have?
Right.
And then you're like, he has this whole thing where everybody's like, oh my God, we found about his double life. It's like, that wasn't his double life. That animal was always in there. You only saw what what the energy was focused towards.
Right.
You didn't see what he was holding back this whole time.
You saw. It's a couple things in there too that so people see the results, they don't see the work.
Number one,
And
always.
number one, always, right? And so that person has got to shift their mindset. I say this all the time when I'm training people. Yeah, the results are great. I love the work first.
Yeah.
The results just secondary. The results secondary. Yeah, that's nice. That's great. But if I love the work, results are going to elevate all day long, every day, right?
I've now reframed that. I tell people, oh, the results are just a consequence of doing the hard work, right?
That's all it is.
Those are side effects, my bad.
Yeah.
Those are side effects. When we see
Right.
side effects, people are like, oh, that's a side effect of something. Yeah, I'm like, I'm in great shape. These are just side effects of what I've been doing for 15 years. Like
Something, this is another thing too, with that, like with the athlete and just kind of piggybacking on a lot of what you're saying. I've realized with myself too, because even though backing up again early on, like I was that undersized, runt, whatever, underdog mentality, I did have this stigma around me forever of this like cocky, overconfident, whatever. And that's fine. I know it. I've seen it. That's an immaturity. I know it's there. I know it exists. I'm still confident.
yeah.
Right? But confidence that just means I trust me.
Why do you think
So-
people paint you that aura?
Because the way I carry myself.
All right, does that have to do with you or does it have to do with them?
It may be perception. It may be 100%. And I think it's gotten better. And I owe a lot of that to my wife because she's helped me grow a lot in there where I've shifted from arrogant to confident. Because those are different.
Yeah, arrogance, confidence.
Arrogance wants attention. Confidence believes in itself.
Yes.
Way different.
The saying, I don't remember who said it, was a basketball player. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Ken Griffey Jr. He was like he says, cocky is when I walk in, I think he said cocky is when I walk into a room and have to tell you who I am. Confidence walks into a room and you know who I am, or something like that.
Yeah.
Basically saying your work speaks for itself, right? If I have to tell you about my work, that means I want something from you. I want praise, attention. I want you to be like in awe versus like, like I am who I am. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You find out who I am. Like, my
The
work
way-
speaks for itself.
the way
I
I like-
forgot how he said it. It was pretty catchy though.
Yeah, it is. The way I like to say, and this may be it, the one I've heard is ego talks, confidence delivers.
One more time, say it.
Ego talks, confidence delivers.
We're gonna clip that. Ego talks and confidence delivers. I like that. I like that.
And then my mindset's going to be ego talks, confidence delivers. I'm on time.
Yeah. Boom. That's it.
And that's on me. That's on me to be accountable to me. That's all it is. But part of that, growing from that arrogance into that confidence, a lot of it's my wife too, but I think as I because I like to do these self-reflections as I get older, because I realize, okay, how am I getting here? How am I getting better? Especially mental. Take care of the mind first.
Yeah.
The body will follow, right? I have an 8-year-old daughter and a son who both are into things, right? Like you train my son in jiu-jitsu and
we came a long way already.
we came a long way. He's making
Since
progress,
day one.
man. He's making progress.
Day one.
My daughter's been doing competitive gymnastics. She's been doing gymnastics since she was 2. She's been competing since she was 4, right? Or 5, whatever the age was. I think it was 4. Anyway, she's been doing it for a while now. So, and everybody thinks their kid's great. I get it. My daughter's pretty good. She's pretty good.
My daughter's better than yours.
Well, I'm not going to say that because there's some like
Cole Miller has a T-shirt that says "My kid can tap out your kid."
Well,
bro.
he's
Like,
right.
He's right.
He's right. But it's okay. Me seeing a lot of myself in her and knowing what parts of that was unhealthy for me. And so that's forcing me to grow and be better and figure out, all right, how do I teach her and kind of guide her in a way where she's going to learn how to elevate herself to whatever she wants to achieve, especially as a female in the world. Like we tell all the time, you're not helpless. You will not be helpless.
Never.
Never.
You're
no matter
not a
what it is.
damsel in distress.
No, you don't need. You're not going to need no one for nothing, right? We're going to make sure you know that, and you're going to have all the tools you need to figure that out, whatever it is. But it's figuring out, how do I set an example and teach her to elevate herself without having to compare herself to anyone else. Yeah, there's measurement. Like when we go to competitions, hey, we get it. You're going to medal, you don't, whatever. There's measurement there. There's a merit there. We'll let that fall how it falls. But it's showing her, I'm not competing with these other girls on my team. I'm not competing with these other girls out of here. It's me.
Yeah.
Like we got rules, and I make her say the rules before. Joey says them too. Son says them too. Every day before practice, whatever it is.
What are the rules?
All right, so
you got to tell me, and you got to look at the camera, and we got to tell them. So tell me the rules.
Yep. So I'm trying to remember the order of them because they say them so fast now.
Okay.
They say them all the time. Rule number 1, have fun.
Rule number 1, have fun. All right.
Always. Rule number 2, be respectful. Pay attention. Work hard. More will than he'll. And then
More will than he'll.
More will than he'll. We got that from a book I used to read.
What's
to them.
more will than he'll mean?
I will have more will than he'll. No matter how big the hill is, my will is going to get me to the top.
I like that.
We got that from a book.
Okay.
So I just read it to them, and that one just stuck, and that's something we always say. More will than he'll. And then they finish it just to be silly and kind of make me feel good with let's go be great. And then they have homework.
Nice.
So they always have to have a positive perspective and get better at something. I don't care what it is. It can be a skill. It can be an attitude. It can be being a leader, whatever.
Yeah.
But I want them to focus on, when you go in there, get better at something today. And then right when it's done, first question, what'd you get better at today?
Yeah.
Great. Because it's perspective. It's knowing I'm competing with me and doing that in a healthy way where they're learning how to be successful on their own. And that's going to transition to whatever. If they want to get out of what they're doing, fine. That foundation's going to transition to everything. What
you're teaching is mindset, because I go through this all the time. It's like, for athletes, it's like, what's the most important attributes? It's like, I'll take mindset over skill set any day, because I can teach you skill set.
Right.
Everybody's body has different attributes, different limitations, different imbalances, whatever. If you decided that you're gonna fight or compete or whatever your sport is, it's like, it doesn't matter. Your mindset. Every person that competed at the highest level will tell you, oh, I'm not the best athlete. I just outworked. Everybody. I stuck with it longer.
That's what it is.
Right? And what you're doing is training them for the real world and to have the mindset to overcome any obstacle, no matter what it is, because self-belief is important. The will over hill. That's letting them know that it might be a small hill. You might, I got over it, but no matter how big the hill, you got to have the willpower to do so. And then you're reframing good and bad. You're saying good and progress. Hey, I was good at this. Whatever you weren't good at, how do you get better? So there's not even a lose in mind. Because if you lost today, you could do better.
Always.
So what you're doing is raising little leaders. And
trying to, and I'm not even an emotional person, but like that, those moments, like
I couldn't even get that at all.
I'm not emotional at all, right? But like, obviously, my kids are like that's my world, man, and I see a lot of myself in them, and I know my flaws, and I want to help them, and there's always something to be learned through teaching, also. So
that's the final step of the pyramid.
100%.
I'll send you a thing.
Yeah,
they put out a diagram on levels of teaching and the percentages of what it breaks down to. And the first one is like audible, so like listening. Then it's visual, and then it's speaking, and then it's doing. And then the biggest one is when you, I think right before the last one, is when you teach. It's like, because you have to know something well enough to teach it.
Right.
You have to be able to audibly explain it and visually show it. So by the time you get to that point when you're teaching something, you've already, so this 5% plus 10%, and then you get to this point, it's like, you don't know it now. You understand it. It's a different method of knowing.
Knowing and understanding are different.
Way different.
Way different, for sure. So that's helped me. I would argue the biggest in like my methods and my approach to things and my progress in general. Like, it's practice what you preach. I can't tell them that and not do the same thing, because they're watching me.
You can't be on the couch eating Doritos with a beer gut telling them like, yo, you got to stay in shape, kid.
Right.
they're going to look at you and they're going to be like, I got to be strong like dad. So how do I do that?
Or mom, shout out to Quinn.
Or mom.
She's
yeah,
a
right?
savage.
All right. So then now you have two, I don't get to fucking, so much clickbaity shit about alphas and alpha male and alpha women, but you have two leaders as parents.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
You have two people who are capable that come together, and now you have like unlimited capabilities. So you ever heard of the power of two?
Probably not what you're talking
Okay, so there's you know who Eric Thomas is? Eric Thomas, one of my favorite motivational speakers ever, E.T. the hip hop preacher. I'll send you the video.
Okay.
They have these Clydesdale horses. It's a you know what a Clydesdale is, right? But it's whatever the breed of this Clydesdale is. They look like you. These horses, when you look at them, you're like, damn. And they're like in like Switzerland or Holland, or they're like some of these places. And they
Viking horses.
Viking horses.
Yeah, hell
like
yeah.
you look like they stand next to stallions, and you're like, this ain't a wreck like this. If this horse kicks this horse is dead. Like
damn.
These horses, but they put them through. They already had the genetic of being that big, and then they breed them. Obviously,
right.
They put them through these. You know how you have stallions race for speed? They put them through strength and power workouts. So they put a carriage without wheels, like a sled, basically. They put it's basically a sled, and they load it up 2-3 tons, and have them pull it across this muddy, this muddy patch to see how strong how strong they are.
Yeah.
So one by himself can do 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. That's a lot of weight for an animal to be pulling. A sled, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
How many do you think two can do?
It's more than double, I'm sure.
You know that.
Yeah, more than double.
You know that. The average person will say, well, if one can pull 7,000, two can pull 14,000. Together,
it compounds.
Compounding interest. Over 20,000 pounds. You added one single animal, right? One single partner, and together, because now they're working together. It's not one step. They're in unison.
Right.
They are pulling more than double.
That's crazy.
So it's like, imagine a family unit where you have a strong leader, a little bit of a psychopath, somebody to bring the psychopath down, right? And then you have some kids, and then you teach these kids, hey, it's okay to be a psychopath as long as you have it under control.
As long as you control.
Right, as long as you have it under control. Hey, you can be a little soft, but don't be a pushover, right? Like, be a leader, but, you know, if you're going to be in control of you. You don't have to worry about controlling other people. Like, it's like when you're putting these kind of, you're the biggest influence because you talk about nature and nurture. So now, by nature, they already have the attributes and qualities of a strong-willed and strong physical and mental parent, right?
Right.
That's in their genes. So normally, I've seen it done so many bad ways. You'll get who went through life trauma. Maybe your partner went through life trauma. And then they coddle the kid. I don't want my kid to go through hardship. I don't want them to go through what I go through. I'm going to give them everything they want. And then that kid has the genes of being great or a leader, successful. And all you did was pack a bunch of adipose fat tissue on that motherfucker. And now to get there, they have to dig deep.
Yeah.
But right now, you have two leaders who are telling you, hey, you have to earn everything you get. I'll be here. I'm going to let you fall. I ain't going to let you die, but I'll let you get hurt. And then you're going to learn through doing it. So, like, having that family unit is not double. It's compounding. And then every little tiny human you add adds more compounding to that strength. And that's how you've got to, look at it. I think the family unit is so undervalued in a time where all people do is shit on parenthood and shit on having kids. And to me, it's one of the most disgusting things that I think about when you're like, oh, I'm going to have one kid. I want to live my life. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. You can't live your life without kids. They've been having kids for hundreds of thousands of years, you selfish prick. Like, if you want to live your life, do that, cool. Like, everything out there, from every contraceptive to birth control to everything that they put in your clothes and your food makes you sterile as this, is like, bro, like, the answer is strong family units, and everything is literally gearing you towards have fun, have no responsibility, and fuck these kids. And then you meet the great people, and what I think, that's why I said people that are special to me. Every man that I've brought in here has a wife, has a kid and has some sort of physical hobby that they do to keep them mentally in order.
Yep.
And then they have some kind of brotherhood. And it's like, this is the way of life. And if you turn on the TV and social media, you would think the world's burning to the fucking ground. You don't have kids, eat this, die. You don't need to work out. You can be whatever you want to be. Everything will accept you. And I was like, that's not the real world. And
Right.
you're raising your family unit in the real world and giving them every quality and characteristic that they would need to where, like, if the world was burning,
They can survive.
they're going to survive.
Right. That's the plan.
That's the plan, right?
That's the plan.
That's the plan, because you won't be here long enough to see if the world will burn or not. But you know, if you had a duty, you have some tiny humans, shit, you got to make them stronger than you, and you pretty strong, bro. So
We're trying. We're trying.
but it starts
100%. It's
here,
mental.
in here. So
Always.
we're gonna pivot, right?
All right, let's
you
pivot.
obviously got the Heathens Training Company. I see all the tats. I'm not a jealous or envious person, but I'm like, man, I wish I would just pull the trigger and get some fucking tats. I love them.
Oh, come on, man.
But I know I'm also a little bit off my rocker, so once I start, I'm gonna be fucking
It's over with.
tatted to the. It's over with, right?
It's over with.
I already think I know my first tat and where I'm getting it. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Okay, bet.
Right? But do your tattoos tell a story, or are they kind of just random?
Okay, they started off telling stories. Everybody starts like, hey, if you can get a tattoo, make it have meaning, whatever. And I was like, yep, I'm with that. I started that way.
You turn into a pirate.
And then I was just got to the point where I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I think it looks cool.
All right.
But
Without going over everyone, I didn't mean to cut you off, but without going over everyone, give me one tattoo that maybe is significant to you, and then kind of give me the story behind it.
Ooh, okay. That's tough. I got a lot of them that are significant.
It doesn't have to be most significant, just something that's significant. Like
Okay.
I see you have, is that a hawk or an eagle?
Yeah, this is a hawk.
A hawk?
Yeah.
Then you have a flower, you have a wolf.
So I'll break this one down because you can see it, and then I'll do it quick because I got two I want to talk about. So
Okay.
this one right here, it started off with some meaning, and then with some, like, I just think it looks good. So I have this, like, I don't know. I'm really interested in animals. I got a lot of animal facts. I just like animal knowledge, right?
I was the animal kid.
Yeah.
growing
And
up.
so, like, it's a couple things, right? All the animals kind of represent something to me. Like, the elephant represents my mom. The flowers right here, it's a bunch of 4. That's me and my siblings. And then the wolf kind of is something I felt like I've always related to.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just went kind of into, and then try not to get tattoos that have, like, you know, getting tattooed for your spouse is bad luck. But there's some significance with the owl and kind of my wife and what it means.
Okay.
And then for me, like, I kind of continued into things that I consider like almost apex. Mm-hmm. Obviously the tiger and the hawk too, because it just has really badass features in my opinion.
Yeah.
But and then in the middle of it back here, you see Ohana, which means family. Right. So it kind of like that's.
I can't see that
Lilo and
without
Stitch.
thinking Lilo and Stitch.
100%.
Ohana means family.
And family means nobody's left behind. Or yep, that's
Yes,
it.
right.
So that one, like, loosely, there's some meaning. It's got some significance. It's got some weight to me. And then the one I have one across my leg that says I have half of it. My wife has.
Don't flex, otherwise it'll pop out the pants. Right.
But it's a excerpt from a poem that me and my wife have always used back and forth. And I have half, and she has the other half. And it says, mine says I carry your heart with me, and hers says I carry it in my heart. And we just have both those on our legs.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So wolves and eagles are my favorite animals of all time. I love animals. I obviously gear towards predators, like apex predators. It's a mindset type thing. But I've had this thought process and idea of what I want tatted, and obviously Moon is my
Moon,
nickname.
Wolf.
No, Moon, Wolf, Eagle. So
tracking.
I'll give you the short version because it would take me a long time to deep dive into it. But the eagle eye, highest point of sight. They're known for having some of the best vision. Mm-hmm. I believe one of my gifts that were given to me from God is the ability to see the future. And the best way to see the future is to create it. So what I want to see, everything that I've written down and I've meditated, and I don't mean like meditated, I mean actively worked towards, I've achieved. And that kind of thing in the beginning where I said, man, like, has the underdog mentality ever, like, counted against you? Mm-hmm. I hit a point to where I realized, like, proving people wrong is fucking easy. Proving myself right is hard.
Hard.
because I don't ever think I'll be as good as I want to be. I always know that there is another level, and I'll never get there before I die.
Yeah.
So that I'm not scared of death. I'm just scared that I can't accomplish everything I want
In the
in the time that's allotted to me.
Yeah.
So I have different parts of my life. Hey, young boy, get life experiences, boom, become a man, all this stuff, physical peak, do all this stuff, because once you lose your physical peak, you can only do it. So I'm like, man, I gotta do it. I just have this clock that doesn't turn, that doesn't stop. So I know in my tattoo, the moon is significant to me, not just because it's my name, but I feel like it's what I embody. Like, the job as the moon is to provide lightness to the dark. Like, that's what gives you light at night. It's just a reflection of the sun. It's a dead rock that controls the tide, which if you control the water, you control life. And then you go back to like the whole Bruce Lee is like, in the way of martial arts is like, water can flow or it can crash. Be water. You got to know when to flow and when to crash.
Right.
Because even every great stone and mountain is carved through by water. Not because it is strong, but it's because it's persistent. So over the course of time, nothing can stand the test of time of water. And water takes the path of least resistance. So how can you be the hardest thing on the planet and take the path of least resistance? That's fucking wild.
Yes, it is.
So like for me, in my piece, if I had to have, when I say scripture on my body, if there was actual artwork on my body where I never had to say a word, you can look at me and it would tell my story.
Yeah.
It would include a moon. It would include an eagle, because the eagle would give the vision, and then the wolf's pursuit to get there.
Yep.
Because the wolf's main thing is its endurance. It's never stop. Mm-hmm. And it'll just go and go and go, and it'll continue to go through all the different conditions, the snow, to get to whatever that is. So for me, that would be like that mural, but then I also have something that I want on my rib, and then also that saying right there, something I have to tell myself every time I let the little devil get in my head, is be still and know that I am God. Psalms 46:10. And I'm not a religious person, but those words mean a lot.
For sure.
And words don't, no religion owns words.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So, but
no, that's
yeah,
good.
that's my, when I do decide, which I think I'm pulling the trigger on one, I did mention it, on what my starter piece would be. But for me, I'm very visual. I would want to see what that would look like, the piece, the area, everything would have to fit.
Yeah. Do it right, especially on the first one for sure.
Yeah.
But once you do, just know you'll
I already know.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna start with this, and then it's gonna lead to fucking be
Yeah, I got a bunch.
up.
I got a bunch on my chest, both my thighs. I think I got a lot, but I like it. It's also just outward expression too.
Yeah. All right, let's be meatheads again.
Go ahead.
Let's be meatheads.
We can do that.
Let's talk about some of your PRs, your personal records when it comes to lifts.
Lifts only, because like you said, I would coin myself a hybrid.
You're a hybrid, right? Cool. We'll start with lifts because that's what everybody.
Okay.
Everybody relates strength and power to numbers.
Okay. All right.
I know it's more than that.
All right.
So let's say, how much you weigh?
195.
195. So you're under 200.
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to make it to Lathan's party because his party is 2 something to do something. All right.
If I lift more, I can get
If I lift more, I can get there.
I lift more, I get in, Lathan.
The fucking carb load. All right. Just quick, 60 seconds. Give what your PRs are on the weightlifting, and then we'll get to
on squat, bench, deadlift, the big three.
Yep, the big three: squat, bench, deadlift.
Deadlift is probably my weakest, just because my form's trash. Honestly,
Crazy.
500 on my deadlift.
5 on the dead.
Back squat 525.
That's
and
fucking insane.
my bench press, I just a few weeks ago got 425.
Fuck, you're over 1,000. That's
yeah.
You're easily
We trying
over
to
1,000. Bro, if you're a person that in those big three you can lift of 1,000, like, dog, that's a lot. That's significant. All right.
Yeah, that's something I never even would have fathomed getting to either. That's another type of maturity too. I realized like you start to get late 20s, strength just matures.
Yeah.
Like just boom, like damn, I'm working way stronger all of a sudden.
As a deadlifter, bruh, if we fix your form, with you being able to push that much weight,
Yeah.
bruh. So
It's my mobility, man.
I know.
My arms are too short.
Nah, bro.
No, for real.
But I'm telling you, we could work on that. We could work on that because there's a strength and length, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to be strong in only a contraction. You know better than anyone. There's more muscle recruitment when you have an eccentric versus concentric, right?
Yep.
So you recruit more muscle. That means you can be stronger in the lengthening phase, not just focusing on the shortening phase. I fortunately am shorter. Doesn't mean like, oh, okay, the bar just lifts easier. But yeah, I'm at 157. My PR is right at 200 kilos, so 441, 441 and a half, something like that, at 157.
Right.
Now, before I even tested my max on that, I'll clip videos here. I'll have you send me your deadlift because I know you got it.
Yeah, I got it. It's on Instagram too.
I'll have you whatever your biggest lifts that you have on tape.
I'll find them.
I'll have you send them to me. I'll clip them here, and then I'll just put my deadlift because I ain't benching squat for y'all. But
I'll find them.
We'll end that there because I do want to get to these IG questions.
All right, let's go.
All right, we got 3 IG questions. We're gonna try to keep it short, sweet, and simple for you guys, so we can get to what everybody really wants to stay this whole hour for is overrated or underrated. All right. All right. This question is from Reese.Wilkes. This is Instagram at Reese. REECE.Wilkes, WILKESSS. Triple S is at the end. All right, he said this guy trains. What has training done for him physically, but also mentally? If you watch the whole thing, you can.
Yeah, you'll pick some of that up. Yeah. Physically, obviously, your performance continues to get better. That's something that I care about. I want to be able to practice what I preach, and also my job requires it too, right? Like I'm a firefighter. We got to lift heavy shit. We got to be able to tear stuff. You know what I mean? Just for me, it's practical application. Mentally, way outweighs the physical. It's therapy for me, 100%. Exercise is therapy. That's how I get my head right. My wife knows. She requires it too. We work good together. Like, hey, I'm gonna go this time. You go this time. We get our head clear. We take care of ourselves. Again, mind's right, body follows.
Get your mind right, and the body will follow. All right, and this is from I am S. Robinson.
Shout out, Sean.
IAMMSROBINSON. All right. She says, have you discovered how far you can push your body?
Ooh.
It's a 2-part question.
Okay.
And is there a point to just maintain, like the maintain phase?
Okay.
Will you know?
Nah, maintenance ain't. We'll go ahead and cut the maintenance part out. I'm just going to be
So let's answer the first part.
Yeah,
all right?
have
you discovered how far you can push your body?
That's a loaded question. I think it depends on what I'm doing. I've obviously hit failure, which is the goal when you train. So like to some element.
One more time. Failure
is what you train towards.
The goal. So for everybody out there
who's
like, oh, you are training to win something, you're weak.
You have to fail to succeed.
Imagine if you trained to know what your failure, where your stopping point is. Then now you have the data of what your limit is, and then now you can train with the intention to break your previous limit.
For sure.
Shout out to Lunar Unlimited, because that's what my brand's all about.
Hey.
All right?
But on that physically, I think the closest I've been to it, like when I ran a marathon some years back and trained a lot, was running great time, felt good, and I neglected one part of my nutrition. During my run, my blood sugar dropped, and I didn't realize that's what it was at the time, but I hit a fucking wall. And when I hit it, my body was like, hey, bro, nah. But my mind was not stopping. My mind was not going to let me stop. And so I just kind of hobbled through. And I thought that, like, okay, this is all I got here. My tank's empty. And then I got some more calories in, corrected it, and went right back to it. And mentally, I was able to keep pushing through it. So I've been close to that point. I know probably what it feels like. But again, I mean, yeah, I've pushed myself to failure. But to me, that's not my limit.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll kind of answer this in the way where I had a conversation with my mom the other day. It's like, hey, I'm always pushing my body's limits, right? And when people see what I do, they're like, oh, it's easy for you to go work out and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, hey, when you see somebody in shape and they've been in shape for years, do you know that it requires more to stay in that shape than it did to get in that shape? And the problem with everybody is everybody wants the summer body and they only want to work in the winter just to get the summer body. And then when the summer's over, they hibernate and go back to hibernation. Yep. It's like, I see you year-round. Josh.
All day, every day.
You look like that year-round. People see me, they're like, I literally the other day was eating red velvet cake and cheesecake and decided I wanted them both. So I smashed them together and I had red velvet cheesecake.
Delicious.
And then somebody's like, damn, man, you get to eat that and look like that. And I'm like,
It's because I don't stop.
I don't stop. But they wasn't saying it a bad way. They also saw me work out that day, jump in a frozen lake, do all this other stuff. It's like, hey, so it's like,
Yep.
the maintenance phase when you can know when to push the envelope.
Right. It's comes to education.
And then
one more piece that I want to say real quick. It's short. Finding the limitations only exist if you set them.
You can always add one more.
Always.
Always. All right. Have you read Miyamoto Musashi's The Art of War?
I've read like snippets from it, but I've not read the whole thing.
All right, so I'll take over this question. All right, this is asked about that book. How do you interpret Miyamoto Musashi's The Way of No Way? This is a philosophical question, and it has to do a lot with not just philosophy, but psychology. No way is the way. And that sounds like just, you're just being like a little like oxymoron, a little conundrum. It's like, no. So let's go fighting styles, right? So Bruce Lee talks about the Tao of Jeet Kune Do, which Tao just means the way of Jeet Kune Do. And Jeet Kune Do was one of the first officially that I know of. It could be historically go back further, but Bruce Lee was also a philosopher and he studied, right? Philosophy. He studied martial arts. And the Tao of Jeet Kune Do was the style of no style. It was the first mixed martial arts. He talks about grappling in his book. He talks about striking in his book. He talks about karate. He talks about kung fu. He talks about Western style boxing. He talks about wrestling. He talks about judo. And he says every style has an opposing style. So if you're so in concrete in one style, there will always be a way to defeat you.
Yeah.
But you have to master every way before you can have no way of being defeated.
Okay.
Because if you don't have a style, how can your style defeat mine?
Yep.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
So it's kind of what you're doing with your training. You're like, I'm not a power lifter because they have a lot of limitations and faults. I still want to be able to run a marathon.
Yep.
You're like, I'm not a bodybuilder. I still want to be able to move really smooth like an athlete. I'm not a CrossFit person. I love the AMRAPs and pushing my body to the envelope and getting all these, these high level intensity workouts. But I also mechanically in certain areas, I can't train to failure all the time because then it won't be beneficial for these other things. And it's like, you're essentially...
I want to be able to compete no matter what it is.
Exactly. You're essentially having your way by not having a particular way.
So, yep, and having not read it, but just hearing it, because I like the philosophical questions, the way I interpret it, so no way is the way, right? For me, that means there is no path. It's not been laid out. You get out front, you lay the tracks.
Water, right? You can go anywhere.
Yeah.
Right? So, I knew that question was coming up because I had to submit it on Instagram. Oh, I didn't even give my man a shout out. My bad, Trey. All right. At Trey_the Panda. TRE_THEPANDA. Trey_the Panda.
I hadn't read it, but I appreciate that question.
All right. So, Tao Te Ching. This is a book that was given to me. It's very important. I had a little thing that I wrote down because I want to talk about it real quick. But to just hit off of this, like, no way is the way. When you find your way, you can find the way in anything.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you say, well, no way is the way, the contradiction will be like, then I just don't train any styles. Then you're untrained.
Yeah.
Right? You have to do everything before you find your way.
Yeah.
And then once you find your way, you can find the way in anything. So as a martial artist, people see that I fight. And I say, yo, I'll talk to somebody about music. And I'm like, I don't play music, but I can hear that music. I'm like, yo, did you speed up the bars? What was the tempo on that? They're like, what? Yo, you do music? I'm like, nah, I just know a little bit about this. And then I have a friend who does photography. And I'm like, damn, that's a great picture. They're like, oh, thank you. I say, yo, is this the story you're trying to tell? And then he's like, bro, what gave it away? He's like, most people just see that I took a picture of a light and the light posted this. I said, nah, bro. I said, I could tell that it was dim because, like, I like stories.
Yeah.
So, like, the shadows are telling something. The way the light's hitting it. I'm like, then, like, the focal point is this was the only clear thing. Everything else was blurred out. So what did you see and what did you not want me to see, right? And so I have to find my way so I can understand other ways.
Other ways, yeah.
So it's like, that is the way, is having no way. So
like
I'll talk about, we're going to do this or that because it takes 60 seconds. Oh, not this or that, my bad. Overrated or underrated?
No pressure.
This is one of my favorite parts of the whole podcast.
Short explanation. I'm keeping
short
short
explanation, all right?
All right.
First thing that comes to your head, you got to say it. You can't hold on to it. You got to say overrated or underrated.
I like the process. All right, it's gonna be hard. Let's go.
Overrated or underrated? Supplements.
Underrated.
Underrated. Why?
Because there's benefits to everything in moderation. You just got to be educated enough to know exactly what to take and what's bullshit.
Boom. Perfect. Overrated or underrated? Rest days.
Ooh, that's tough. Oh, I'm gonna say I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it, but I'm gonna say they're underrated.
They're underrated.
You need them, but I don't like them.
Yeah, all right. Overrated or underrated? 5-day bro split. Chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs.
Overrated.
Overrated as fuck.
Overrated
as fuck. All right.
You should change your programming all the time. Get out of your plateau.
Yeah. We'll have a whole podcast on fucked up bro split. All right. All right. Overrated or underrated? Personal training.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna say. Ooh, that's tough because it depends on the person. Depends on the person.
It's called
if
personal
you go
training.
into if you just getting somebody at the gym they hand you, it's overrated. If you find somebody who's knowledgeable and not just in movements but in nutrition and actual accountability and mindset, underrated. I got you.
Yes. I don't have nothing to say about that. We're gonna clip that 60 seconds. Boom. Over. All right. I have one last thing. All right. This is something that when Trey asked me this question about how do you interpret Miyamoto Musashi's way of no way, the first thing that comes to my mind is a gentleman gave me this book, all right, and this one's called The Tao of Te Ching, right? It's a book about Taoism, and I love different philosophies from different places. And the first thing that they say in here is that's in here as well as in there is in order to find once you find your way, then you can find the way in anything. And it made me think of this because a gentleman, this is a personal note that a gentleman gave me. His name is Bill Hodges, and when we were training together, he's a blue belt. But this gentleman is in his 60s. Mm. I'm just a little fucking nobody in my 20s that fell in love with jiu-jitsu training, and I have a little bit of role in the gym. I wasn't an instructor yet, but once you become a blue belt, start to kind of advance to purple belt, you start trying to help the people. And when a 60-year-old man comes in and addresses you as yes sir and takes all the knowledge that you give him and he's asking you questions, it shows you the mindset of a person who's never willing to stop learning. Number one, because older people are always stuck in their mindset. The way I used to do it, why the young people do this. That's showing death because the second you stop evolving is the second you die.
Yep.
Right? So this gentleman, he would come in, we would have team events, and he would always just give really, really genuine and for people who don't talk much, you need to listen when they talk because they're saying something of high value. Mm-hmm. And he just expressed how much martial arts meant to him. He was driving all the way from fucking Athens to Milledgeville. You could have went to any other place, but he found community here in Milledgeville. It was like, hey man, I can't come every twice a week, but I can try and come once a week. And it made me think about what weighs more, a pound of love or a pound of hate? And you would say, it's both a pound. And I would argue a pound of hate weighs a lot. And this is what I wrote. I said, whatever you choose, hate is heavy and it weighs you down. Love is light and uplifting. Mm-hmm. And what made me think of that was I've met thousands of people. And people always talk about, man, you got a positive mindset, this, that, and the third, or whatever. I have a very close-knit group.
Right.
But I have a very large group. I talk to a lot of people. I make the decision when I talk to people to try and take something positive from everyone, even if it is a negative experience. Now, if this person is negative and they just a fucking asshole and shit like that,
there's still something to learn there.
I take rule number 6. What can I do to get better? Sometimes getting better is not dealing with the person at all, okay? So that's something that I thought of. I said, hey, what weighs more, a pound of love or a pound of hate? And then I kind of just went on a little tangent. I was like, I have books that were given to me by people who've had great impact on my life. Some people have been in my life for a month. Some of those people have been in my life for a year, whatever. But they made impact on me. They might not even know it. But I chose to take something of value for them, carry it on for me forever, add to it, and give it to other people, right? So when I meet someone, I choose the positive things that people have to offer over the negative things. Because too many times I'm talking to people and all they got to do is say negative stuff about this person and that person. I can't believe this person did me wrong. This person cut me off in traffic. This, that, that. And I'm like, damn, do you own up to fucking anything? I can't be around you. How can I get better?
Right.
Disconnect, right? That's how I got better in my life. I started saying no. I started disconnecting from those people who had that mindset. It doesn't mean that I can't learn anything from them, but if I feel a pound of love is going to elevate me and you're bringing over a pound of hate, I'll always be stuck in the middle.
Right.
And in the middle is where you die.
You got to make the choice.
So that's my little TED Talk. This is for people who like philosophy, if you're a martial artist, a fighter, anything like that. Sun Tzu's The Art this is Sun Tzu. This is Sun Tzu's The Art of War. But then you also have the Miyamoto Musashi's Book of 5 Rings. Most important thing, after every principle he gave, at the end of it, he says, go train it. Go train it.
Practice.
Go train it. Go train it. Go train it.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. Miyamoto's Musashi, Book of 5 Rings for my martial artists, philosophers out there. Sun Tzu's The Art of War. That's another good one. And I have my Pocket Rich Dad, Poor Dad when I don't have time to read the full one. All right. That's it. I hope you all enjoyed everything. Appreciate you for coming out.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Can you stand up, give him a real quick flex? Give him a real quick
Believe
flex.
it or not, I don't like doing that, but I got you.
Just one time.
I got you.
Boom. You need a trainer? You got it.
I got you.
That's it.
Appreciate you.